we need to discuss the Seattle Kraken. First of all, I don't think anyone thought that the Kraken would be anywhere near a Stanley Cup playoff appearance, but they're here, especially after last year. They didn't seem like they had it, but they kind of got some new players. Not kind of, they did. They got some new players that came over, and even though their goaltending still isn't very, very good, it's been good enough to get by. So let's discuss it. So starting off, we got Jared McCann. He's got 70 points in 77 games. He is a 40 goal scorer. Wow, Jared McCann. He's a sick dude, honestly. And Jared McCann, he's got a rocket of a shot. He loves to snipe it. He can snipe it from distance. So watch out if he's got the puck, because anytime he's got a good shooting opportunity, he will shoot it and he can beat most goalies. So good for Jared McCann. There's really nothing else to say about Jared McCann. He's having a fantastic season for himself. Like I said, 40 goals. Love to see it. So let's continue on. Alright, next we got Vince Dunn. Man, Vince Dunn is having a season in 79 games. He has 64 points, 14 goals, and 50 assists. What's crazy is Vince Dunn only has 15 power play points this season, and he has 64 points. So most of that is coming at even strength. I love to see Vince Dunn, especially when he was in St. Louis. He was a good player in St. Louis. He was a good player last year for the Seattle Kraken, but this year he's really stepped his game up. I don't think he's anywhere near Norris voting, especially after Erik Karlsson hit 100 points this season. Erik Karlsson did that last night, absolutely insane. But Vince Dunn, he's having a fantastic season as well, so good for Vince. Next, we got to go to Jordan Eberle. In 80 games, he's got 63 points, 20 goals, 43 assists. And Jordan Eberle, at the age he's at right now, he's still having a great season, but he's mostly there to be a vet. He's there to be a voice in the locker room. He's locking down everyone in Seattle and just letting them know what's going to happen. I think he's going to play a huge role in the playoffs this season. I want to go over to Matty Beniers. Matty Beniers in 78 games, he's got 57 points, 24 goals, 33 assists. He's got 20 goals in his rookie season. And last year when he came in for, I want to say 9 games? If not, it was close to that. But he was almost a point per game last year when he came in at the end of the season. And at the beginning of the season, he was going off. I love watching Matty Beniers. I would always throw Seattle Kraken games on to just watch Matty Beniers. Having a good season. He kind of fell off point production-wise from the start of the season, but I still think he's going to be the Calder Trophy winner. He's going to be that Rookie of the Year. He's a big part in why the Seattle Kraken team even is in a playoff spot right now. So last, I want to shout out Andre Burakovsky. Unfortunately, he's been injured since February 9th. He left the game, has a lower body injury. I don't know when he's supposed to be back. I don't know if he even will come back. Berkey's been a huge part in the Seattle Kraken team this year. I really hope he comes back for the playoffs, because when Burakovsky's in the lineup, he makes this team completely different. If he doesn't come back, I think the Seattle Kraken team will still do fine, but with him in the lineup, it makes a big difference. Alright, got to switch over to our goaltending right now. We got 2 to talk about, Martin Jones and Philip Grubauer. But right now, Martin Jones in 48 games, he's 27, 13, and 3. What a fantastic record. But look at his save percentage, 887. When was the last time you've seen a goalie with such a decent record and in a playoff spot who's under a 900, even under an 890? Like, that's crazy. And like I said at the beginning of the video, the Seattle goaltending has not been good on the stat sheet, but they've been good enough to get wins. And that's all you need, right? I believe Martin Jones will be the starter in the playoffs. I think they give him confidence compared to Philip Grubauer. So if you got Martin Jones in net, they got a good chance. We do got to talk about Philip Grubauer in 38 games, 17, 13, and 4. So he's still got a positive win record, right? But at 895 save percentage, right under 900. Grubauer, he just hasn't been the same since his last year in Colorado. He was absolutely lights out that year. Came over to Seattle last year. Just kind of, he fell off. And this year, kind of the same thing. He's still getting wins for the Seattle Kraken, but Martin Jones has taken over his spot right now. We'll see if Grubauer will recover in the coming seasons. He is getting up there in age, but I think he's a good goalie. He has all the capabilities of becoming a number 1 goalie again. Alright, to end off here, Seattle, as of right now, recording on April 11th, the Seattle Kraken have 2 games left in 80 games this season. They're 46, 26, and 8. They have 100 points on the season, and they've already locked their spot in the playoffs. They honestly have a chance of becoming the 3rd seed in this Pacific Division. The LA Kings have played one more game, and they have 2 points ahead of them. So let's say LA loses their last game of the season and Seattle wins their next 2. They could be playing the Edmonton Oilers in the first round. I don't think that'll happen, though. I think the wild card spot is Seattle's, and we'll have to see who they play. It looks like they're going to play Colorado or Dallas, because Vegas looks like they're going to be the number 1 seed in the West. The real question is, can Seattle do anything in the playoffs? And I think it all comes down to who their opponent is. If they do become the 3rd seed in the Pacific against the Oilers, I don't see that going well. I don't think anyone can stop Edmonton in the first round. They're not going to be a first round exit in my eyes. Their best opportunity would have to be playing the number 1 seed in the Central. If it's the Colorado Avalanche, I don't see them beating them, but I could see them beating Dallas. And I love Dallas. Jake Ottinger, he's a fantastic goalie. And Dallas has been a good team this year, right? But out of the 3 possible teams I think that Seattle could be in the first round playoff series, I think it'd be Dallas. I don't see them really going super far, to be honest. I like the team, like I said. I really like Matty Beniers. This is their only 2nd season in the league. They're not the Vegas Golden Knights, who went, all the way to Stanley Cup final in their first season. This is a completely different scenario, and I'm very happy for the Seattle Kraken. I'm glad they made the playoffs. I thought they would be second to last in the Pacific Division. Just to wrap it up, I think there'll be a first round exit, unfortunately. That's all I really have to say. I like the Seattle Kraken as a team. I don't think they'll make a huge dent in the playoffs, unfortunately. But who knows? That's what the Stanley Cup playoffs are all about. It's unpredictable. That's why we love watching hockey. So who knows? They could do something. But in my eyes, as of right now, I don't think they can. But thank you guys.